Hello and welcome, this is Mousegunner, and we're back with some more of the Flashpoint DLC for BattleTech, picking up right where we left off in the last video in an escort mission. We've already escorted the convoy over here, and now it's time to just wipe out the remaining enemy here. Okay, so...
Yes, boss?
what can we do with the fire starter? Okay, these guys don't have full armor either. But we know that we'll beat these guys to the initiative punch, so I think it's alright to jump in here and attack a little bit more aggressively. That's better vision, though, so let's take that.
Here we go.
Okay. Fire a couple medium lasers. Alright, that was nice and easy.
One more for the trash heap.
Alright.
I'm receiving you.
I think in this case, we're going to use Precision Strike, and we're going to try and knock down the initiative of the Locust. Possibly kill it as well. I mean, this is a lot of damage we'll be slinging its way. Just go straight center torso, try and get the kill.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, down it goes.
Hostile eliminated.
Alright, let's see if we can take out this vehicle. These guys only have half armor, so this is a little bit easier to pull off.
Commander.
Can't quite get in range to use my lasers, but that's okay. Again, this thing only has half armor. It's quite possible with this salvo we'll kill it.
Roger that.
I should have used a Precision Strike. Oh well. It's dead nonetheless.
Enemy vehicle.
So there's one remaining enemy. It's going to be Striker, I think. I can't unfortunately get in to attack it, but we'll just go ahead and sprint up here. I'll use the... I mean, we're going to beat it to initiative with all of our mechs. We use Scarecrow to get in there and get vision. Okay. So there goes that. And now let's see if we can take out this last vehicle. Okay, for a second there I was hoping that... I thought the game may have glitched out on me. Okay, so just get in nice and close. Get that vision, but also hit it with a bunch of small lasers. I guess we can use a Precision Strike, why not? We'll hit the right side. It's got a good chance to kill, because, again... half armor, so... boom.
Reporting. Vehicle destroyed.
Okay, that's gonna be it. That was, it took a lot less time than I thought it would. Okay, we get a couple bonuses there, which is nice. Nobody really took any damage. At least, not very much damage. Okay, as far as salvage goes, let's see if we have any upgraded or extra. Yeah, no, not really. Yeah, so I'm just gonna go ahead and pick up, I guess, the Panther. Probably one of the more valuable out of this group. Okay, nothing really all that exciting, but that's okay. All right. So we're done with all the contracts that are in the system, if I remember correctly. And although they were really darn easy, they gave me a lot of money, so they were worth doing. We got some decent salvage out of it as well. Before we leave, I just want to make sure that we have everything out of the store that we want to get. So we have this flamer that does extra heat damage. I may pick that up, just to pick it up. The accuracy I could care less for. We're not going to really get... I don't think we're going to get a mech out of anything here. I mean, I guess we could get a Centurion. And we could use that to replace the Hatchetman. I think that a Centurion is much better than a Hatchetman, in my opinion anyway. And we've gotten our fun out of it, so... I might pick up the LRM-10, because that would be an upgraded LRM-10 for our Thunderbolt, because we use an LRM-5, LRM-10 combo. So I guess that's not a bad pickup to have. So we'll go ahead and buy that. I'm gonna buy the flamer because why not? I mean, I'm not doing anything with flamers at the moment, but you never know, it could work out. Then let's go ahead and buy the Centurion, and we'll replace the Hatchetman, I think. Yeah, let's do that. Okay, so
New equipment available.
a sturdy and reliable mech, the Centurion is good at both taking and giving a beating. The CN9A models are able to engage at any range, but their damage curve increases as they approach a target. Okay, and as I said, we're going to get rid of the Hatchman, I think. It's got some advantages, but I just think it has too many downsides in my mind to really recommend it. A lot of it is just it doesn't have a lot of upgradability. It has very limited slots for weapons. Yeah, it's got good close-range combat capability for its tonnage, but this is really a useful mech early in the game. At this stage of the game, it's starting to be not that useful. This is a heavier mech, and as a result, it's also got a lot more flexibility that just makes it better. So there we go. Now we have to load out some stuff. Again, I think we're pretty much good to go. Unless we want to pick up this comm system, but I'm not sure. I think I already have one, and I'm not sure how high on my priority list that's going to be. So let's go to the base real quick. We could always go back to the store if we need to. So the crab's going to be the first thing we try and upgrade here. The problem is I don't think we're going to really meet a good potential point for it just yet. If I had upgraded large lasers, this would be a fantastic mech. Especially if we could get it on the same damage parity with a PPC, this would be a fantastic pickup or like a mech to use. But at the moment, I really don't have that stuff, and I'm using my upgraded medium lasers other places. So it's really hard to say what we could do with this mech. But let's try and play with it. We did manage to get a ton of large lasers recently, so that might not be too bad to do a couple of those. And then we could still do, let's say, 3 medium lasers. What would that put us at? So it'd be 75 plus 80. That'd be 155. That's not necessarily the greatest damage we've seen, but it's not bad. I think I like it. I think PPCs would be too much. I don't think we'd be able to contend with the heat curve. Yeah, sure, we'll put that in the head. And then we'll grab 2 normal medium lasers. So that's our loadout at the moment. Obviously, we're going to need heat sinks to contend with the massive heat curve that we're dealing with right now. So let's put a couple... Oops, I don't want that. If I do that, we're not that heat efficient. And we only have a half ton of armor to work with. I mean, yeah, that's not too bad. Crab's still pretty well armored. I would probably just reinforce some weak points on the crab to make it a little bit better. Unfortunately, we couldn't spring for jump jets. So, do we like this loadout where we have 155 damage? Or would we like to replace these medium laser with medium lasers, which would drop the damage by 30. Drop the damage by 30. And then we could put in the jump jets and make it a more maneuverable mech, and then we would have a lot of tonnage left over for armor. And then it would be maybe a decent scout mech, perhaps. I'm a little concerned about the damage output. It would be my only thing. It would be greater than what we gave up with the Hatchetman we just got rid of, because that could only do, I think, what, 110? Because it was 45... Yeah, that only did 110 damage, I think. Whether it was using its weapons or its close combat capability. I think that math is correct. So, definitely greater damage, even if we just use medium lasers. But this gives us more range potential. Alright, well, let's look at the armor. Let's see where we're at armor-wise before we decide anything. So let's say we get this up to 80, maybe even... Rear armor is a little not great. Then we probably have room to put that up to 85, so it'd be 85, 90 in the center torso. So the torso is a little on the weak side, but it's not bad. And we definitely wouldn't want it to get attacked by the rear, but it's got good long-range potential. And it's got a pretty decent medium-range punch. And if we're ever able to upgrade these large lasers up in damage, this would actually be a pretty fantastic mech. Because let's say we had plus 10 damage in these two large lasers. That would be 175 damage, and then we're starting to really talk about an effective mech. And then if we could get the medium lasers to be more effective, I mean, we could really up the damage of this mech if we just had the parts for it, but we kind of don't. So at the moment, I think that's what I'm going to live with. And it will be an alright backup mech for us to attack medium long range. It'd be pretty good. Mostly medium range would be it's effective. I mean, it could attack close range too. I mean, it's going to be effective in a lot of range brackets. Extreme ranges is out of its wheelhouse, and you do need the direct line of sight, but otherwise, pretty good. I think I'll take this, as it were, and maybe we could play with it a little bit later, depending on what parts we have available. Yeah, that will take 7 days. That's not too bad.
Right. I'll get it in the schedule.
All right, now the Centurion. I have no idea what we're going to do with this. I'm leaning towards an AC5, probably the plus damaged AC5. So we're talking about 50 damage there. That's pretty good. I mean, you have a lot of tonnage that you have to put into that, but that's not bad. And then probably we go with single ton of ammo for that, which is all we have anyway. Put that in the leg for now. And then let's focus on missile weapons right now. So we know we have a lot of SRM-6s. As a matter of fact, we have a lot of plus damage SRM-6s. So we could go that route, and we could go more for... I mean, we already have like a lot of close-in fighters. So probably we shouldn't go that route. Instead, we should focus primarily on the long-range damage output. So maybe a... Could we fit an LRM-20? I'd have to think about that. So that's 10 tons right there. So we'd be at 46 tons. Let's give it a look. Heat efficiency is still pretty good. Damage output at this stage is 130 at range. That's also not bad. We need another ton or two of ammo. Let's say 2 tons of ammo. And then we have 2 tons worth of lasers, maybe? That's an idea, and then you'd be mostly a long-range puncher. I'm not sure I like it, though. Typically, you have an LRM-10. AC-10, LRM-10. And that's not bad. Honestly, the default loadout of a Centurion is pretty good. I just don't like the armor, what I'm looking at right now. I think an LRM-20 might be a little too much. I wish I had an LRM-15, because that would be, I think, the natural step down. Let's say we go LRM-10. And then we go... I want some tonnage devoted to armor, because I feel like this could be better armored. Let's go to energy weapons. We'll grab 2 medium lasers. Those look like they're both going in the center torso. Okay. Heat efficiency is not bad. I'm pretty happy with that. We still have some room for weapons, perhaps, so we could probably grab. We could go, I mean, if we really wanted to be crazy. I don't think we want any of these systems here, so if we really wanted to get crazy, what we could do is we could go an SRM, I mean, let's say an SRM-6, right? We would need a ton of ammo. I mean, we're kind of going in the same direction with that, wouldn't we be? We could go an LRM-5. There was a special LRM-5 in the store, wasn't there? Yeah, I mean, I guess I'll take that over anything else.
New weapon systems available.
I kind of wish we had more LRM-15s, because I feel like in some cases we might be better off that way. Okay. Then we have some tonnage to play with, I think. So maybe a heatsink. And then that's alright heat efficiency, I think. heatsink and then just armor it out. We could also use jump jets on this mech to give it more mobility, but considering it's more focused on long range firepower, and that what right now we're looking at 160 damage. Yeah, okay. I think we're okay with up armoring it at this stage. So let's go up to 95 at each torso section. We'll go 35, 35. We'll go up to 100 here. And we still have another ton worth of armor to put in. So let's max out the legs. Oh, that was a half ton right there, huh? Let's just go to 100 then. Okay. As that's where our ammo is, might be a good idea. Put that up to 100 here, 100 there, 110. And then we could go like 40. No, wait. 45. 40. 40. Okay. I like that. It's up armored. It's got decent firepower. Not anything crazy, but pretty decent. And this won't be necessarily a frontline mech, but it's a heck of a lot better than the Hatchetman. It doesn't have the maneuverability that the Hatchetman had, but I think it will serve a purpose that is more needed. And in that regard, I think I'm pretty happy with it. Yeah. Okay. That's probably good. And then I think we should focus on upgrading some of the mechs we already are using. So we have one injury resist there. Fortunately, we have that mounted in the head. That mounted in the head. Guess we're not using anything in the trebuchet. We could put that one cockpit in the trebuchet. We could also get the damage of the Kintaro to be greater, so if we do end up having to use it, that would be good. And I'm not sure if we've got any mods for... I guess we could upgrade the LRM-10 and the Thunderbolt. Because we do have that upgraded one. Alright, well let's do that first. So LRM-10 will upgrade to this one. We've got a little bit more effectiveness there. Let's have our things be a little cleaner. Okay, that looks good. Again, if we had the up damage to large laser, I think we'd be looking good here. Now, honestly, I don't know if this is the most effective loadout we could potentially do. As a matter of fact, would I be better off just for... Because I thought I had 3 medium lasers here. Would I be better off removing all the small lasers and replacing it with medium laser? I mean, our heat efficiency would be terrible, probably. And I wouldn't be able to fit in a heatsink if I did that. So, I guess that's the reason why I did what I did. Alright, well, it's only going to take 2 days, so we'll go ahead and set that up.
Logged and noted.
And then the trebuchet,
Shouldn't be too hard.
we're going to go ahead and refit, and we're going to put that cockpit mod in, because we want to minimize the injuries we're getting to our crew. And, go ahead with that. Oh, do I have LRM ammo in a torso section? I probably shouldn't have that. Especially with the armor being what it is. Yeah, let's go ahead and put that. I mean, I put it where I did because of reasons. Ah, well, I'll just leave it as is. Alright, that'll take 1 day to do. That's not a big deal, so confirm that. Because I don't think we have any other mods we want to do with that one.
Right. I'll get it in the schedule.
Alright, now the Firestarter is the big one. We're going to get the up-damaged small lasers. Because I have a number of those, I believe. Okay, so we've got plus 10 damage. We have 2 of those. Go ahead and put those in the arms, because those will probably have higher accuracy. May mean we lose them, but we want the higher accuracy for sure. Oops, grabbed the wrong one. There, that's the word I'm trying to say. And then we want the plus 5 damage as well. So we should increase the damage by a pretty good clip. And the small lasers have been very effective for us. So yeah, that's a really good call. As a matter of fact, we have 2 more support slots. You know what? Let's go even crazier with this thing. I know this is probably silly to do, but the small lasers do so much more damage, right? So how about we remove the medium laser and we put in 2 more small lasers? That leaves us with only 1 medium laser, I know, but these have so much accuracy at those close ranges. Okay, we'll mess with that in a second. I mean, it's the same heat efficiency, and if we can get in close, which we've been pretty good at doing, that should be even greater damage potential. So we're looking at 175 damage. Yeah, that's amazing. I mean, honestly, this mech is really good. Alright, well, I'm happy with that, so we'll go ahead and confirm that.
On it. I'll let you know when that's
In some situations, we're actually better off with the Firestarter, I think, than the Griffin. I mean, that's arguable. The Griffin does more damage. And it's got better armor and so on and so on. But in a case where we don't have Revere, that Firestarter is going to be amazing. Alright, so that's a lot of messing around with mechs. We are going to want to manage our tasks to make sure that we have the ones that are kind of higher priorities be higher priorities. So definitely that Firestarter is going to be one of our highest priorities. We want to get that done. The Trebuchet is also going to be a very high priority. And of course the Thunderbolt is another very high priority for us. So there we go. The Crab and the Centurion will kind of get picked up as we go, but it solidifies our B and C lines, perhaps, of mechs. So there we go. And all of that will be done in, looks like 22 days. We may not have that much travel time ahead of us, but we'll see. Okay, so now that we've done all that, what I would like to take a look at is whether or not, well, first let's take a look at our contracts. We had a couple travel contracts. I'd like to see where those are going to take us and what they are. So we've got this one, and it's going to be an escort mission. It's 2.5 skulls, and we're going to what location? So this is on that place. Okay, and this is going to be the same place, and these are 22 days away, so that is exactly how much time we need to kill. I might lean towards the battle over the escort because I'm not really that big of a fan of the escort missions. They take quite a lot of time for what they are, and they're a little on the tedious side. Although this pays pretty nicely. All right, well, let's see where that is, and we'll decide if that's somewhere we want to go. Okay, so it's off to this side. My question is, how much time does it take us to get here? 22 days. You know what? That's how much time we need, right? Let me double check that. We need 22 days. So we'll be ready for that Flashpoint mission. I think we take it. I don't think there's a possibility we'll get better than we are right now. Especially if we're able to pick something up like another Thunderbolt, perhaps, or something like a Quick Draw. I think we're pretty close to getting a Quick Draw. So it wouldn't necessarily be a bad idea to do something like that. Now the question that I have is, should I pick up another pilot before we go? We could pick up Sneezy, and that gets us something, and then maybe the simulator would give them enough experience to make them useful. Or we could pick up somebody like this guy, this lady here, who I mostly want to pick up for the Tinker trait, because that may come up in events. You know what? I think I'm going to go with her. I'm going to go with Elo, I think is how you would say that. Yeah, let's hire her. Now we have 12 pilots, so no matter what, we're going to be able to go through 3 missions. So I think that's a good idea. I normally don't hire this many pilots. At least I didn't in the previous campaign. But you don't really need as many pilots as you need mechs, in my opinion. But I guess things can happen. All right, so now we're pretty much ready to go. No matter what happens here, I think we go ahead and we try the Flashpoint. Now, from what people said to... Okay, yeah, it is 3.5 skulls. That may be a little bit on the high end for us. We, I think, can get up to 3 if we have our absolute top line in. If we're using a B group, then it starts to get a little dicey because we're more towards like 2.5 to 2. And even then, we might be more 2.5 than anything else. So it's kind of tough to say if we're ready for this mission. But from what people have been telling me, if we fail one of these flashpoints, they will come back later. I wasn't aware of that the first time we did a flashpoint, and I just barely was able to get through one. And this may be too difficult for us. It depends on what type of missions we get. Oh, it expires in 5 days. Maybe we won't get there in time. Well, we'll try for it. If we don't get there in time, we don't get there in time.
Roger that, Commander. Course plotted.
Engines prime. All hands prepare for
I didn't realize these had a time limit. Well, in my opinion, we weren't ready for it either way. If we get there and it's not available anymore, yeah, it's no longer available. There's a new flashpoint.
those upgrades you asked for?
Unfortunately, I'm already in transit, so we're not going to be able to do this one. Okay, well, we're going to have to decide on what we're going to do. I'm already in transit, so I can't stop going here. At least I don't think I can stop. Yeah. Will it let me switch destinations? I've never actually tried to do that before. All right, so this was, I think, the new flashpoint. Yeah, Herodotus. Let's see what it is. So the app for is the Steel Beast, and our employer... Oh, well, that's actually good because the House Steiner likes me. It's 3 skulls, so it's a little bit more in our wheelhouse. Mech tonnage maximum. 1 or more contracts in this flashpoint limits at least one of our deployment slots in your lance to a maximum tonnage. Expect to drop 1 or more lighter, faster mechs. Okay, so I'm not exactly sure what that all means. But we do have some light mechs, don't we? Let me let's back up here a second before we cue that in. I may not have kept too many light mechs around. I think I may have a generator kicking around. So we have 2 light mechs, and then I have a couple lighter medium mechs. I'm not exactly sure what limitations that's going to be. I guess there's a way to find out. But you know what? This might have been a better choice for us anyway. So I'm going to go ahead start traveling towards this contract because I want to get it going. I don't know if it will cancel my current movement or not because we haven't necessarily jumped yet. But let's go ahead and try and travel here.
Now, Commander.
Looks like, yeah, we're still 30 days there. I do want to... Uh-oh. For some reason, this had kind of moved away for a second. I do want to go into the upgrades. So it's going to be a little bit more time than we were required before, but that's okay. So that takes 20 days. This is an upgrade to the library. Let's go ahead and get this one first. I want to finish out all the morale things.
Roger that,
And then we'll go from there because, again, that does play into events and things. Okay. Well, it's a little disappointing that that one ran out, but, you know, it's all right. I think I'm just going to go ahead and take normal here. As much as we have the cash, I'm actually not sure now whether we should go with this or not. You know what? We can afford it. All right, let's continue here. So the crab, it will be available, as well the Centurion.
Docking sequence commencing.
I might not do the other upgrade, the one to the library, because we already technically have the library. Okay, power surge in the mech bay. While you're inspecting a griffin, an intense power surge ripples through the cavernous mech bay. From the top of a gantry ladder above, Yang hollers at his mech techs as repair tools spark wildly. Cables and lifts spasm, and a barrel of something oily looking inexplicably combusts. Scanning for a way to help, You find a master control panel. A massive emergency shutoff breaker beckons, as well as numerous individual power switches. Something labeled automated safety system blinks fitfully. Okay, so we're going to prod the safety system into action. So if we hadn't had mech bay automation, we wouldn't have been able to do this. With a bang of your balled-up fist on the control panel, the blinking light strobes urgently, then settles into a solid, reassuring glow. Immediately, numerous safety systems spring into action. Between the automated systems and the coordinated effort of Yang's mech techs, the threatening disaster is averted. With a widening grin on his face, Yang calls down to you. That's how we handle things here, boss. If only the term automated would mean always on, I'd be a lot happier. He thinks for a moment. You know, there are more improvements to automation in the Argo we could pursue if we had the C-bills. Yeah, okay. That has convinced me to pursue those things. As a matter of fact, after we get to this next jump, I think we're probably going to put a cut in this video. But yeah, we didn't end up doing the one flashpoint that I had intended to do, but this one actually might be better for us, as it is not as high difficulty, and it also helps us with faction relations. So I have to actually look at these other flashpoints and what their time limits are. So we have one that's against pirates. That is the Employers of the Capellan Confederation. I'm actually surprised we can even do this one, but apparently we can. And I would, I might be willing to do it. We got one that is Federated Sons against pirates. That has 115 days. So, I mean, depending on how things go, so that's 3 skull. That's doable. That's 3.5 skull. I'm going to be a little bit borderline. 3.5 skull. And that's Draconis combined against House Davian. And Steiner against Davian. So, we'll see. But probably what I'll do is I'll look to wrap up a lot of these flashpoints now. We'll focus on those. So we'll do this one, see how it goes. Then we may run over and do one of these two, as they're the closer of the two. And also, we can improve relations with somebody. I think like my next goal, after we get done with these flashpoints, we're going to try and get an alliance with one of the houses. And it seems like one of the best ways to do that is through these flashpoints, because you really rack up reputation. Unfortunately, you really rack up penalties against the opposition. But if you can go against a mercenary company, like we're going to be doing here, or if you're going against pirates or something, I think that's doable, and it's not that big of a deal. So, all right. Well, again, I don't know how limiting this one mission is going to be with the light mechs. If we have to, we could potentially move some things around. Although I'm going to have to make that decision fairly soon, I think. I'm hoping we don't have to have entirely light mechs, because if that's the case, we may be in trouble for that mission. But in any case, as I said, it's a good point to go ahead and wrap up the video here. So I hope you guys have enjoyed. This is Mouse Gunner, signing out.